Welcome back to K-pop and Juice, where we spill the gist fresh, hot, juicy, and completely unfiltered. The place where fandom whispers turn into full-blown conversations, where one eyebrow raise, one smile, one tone shift can send the entire internet into detective mode. And today's story is exactly that kind of moment that refuses to stay quiet. Something small, something subtle, something you might even miss if you blink, but once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Fans are talking, clips are being replayed, comment sections are on fire, and the focus of it all is none other than Junho and Yoona, and more specifically, how Junho's tone reportedly shifts when he speaks to Yoona compared to others. Before we dive into the juicy layers, in the world of K-pop and Korean entertainment, especially with stars like Junho and Yoona, every interaction gets magnified under a microscope. A simple greeting can become a viral clip. A laugh can become a theory. A tone change, that becomes a whole story written across platforms like X, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube comment sections. So what exactly are fans claiming they noticed? It all started with a few resurfaced clips from interviews at award shows and behind-the-scenes moments where Junho and Yoona appeared in the same space. Nothing dramatic on the surface. No big declarations, no obvious tension, just two professionals doing what they do best, smiling for the cameras, answering questions, and maintaining that polished idol-to-actor aura that both of them are known for. But fans, as always, are not just watching what is obvious, they are listening closely. And according to many viewers, there is a very noticeable difference in how Junho speaks when Yoona is involved. When talking to others, Junho reportedly comes across as calm, playful, sometimes even teasing, depending on the situation. His tone tends to be steady, confident, and naturally warm, which is consistent with his public persona. But when Yoona enters the frame, fans say something subtle changes. His voice allegedly becomes slightly softer, more measured, almost careful, as if he is paying extra attention to every word he chooses. And of course, once one person points it out, the internet does what it does best. It zooms in. Suddenly, people are replaying clips, comparing interviews, slowing down videos, reading subtitles more carefully, watching body language, even analyzing pauses between sentences. And the conclusion many fans are drawing, or at least discussing, is that Junho's demeanor around Yoona feels different, more restrained in a way that sparks curiosity rather than clarity. Some fans describe it as respect. Others say it feels like admiration. A few even suggest it could simply be professional awareness, especially considering that both stars have long careers and understand how easily interactions can be misinterpreted. But as always in fandom culture, neutral explanations rarely stay neutral for long. To understand why this specific pairing has fans so attentive, you have to consider their history in the public eye. Both Junho and Yoona are not just random celebrities. They are long-standing, top-tier figures in the Korean entertainment industry. Yoona, known for her graceful image and long-standing career as a member of Girls' Generation, has maintained a reputation for elegance and professionalism for years. Junho, on the other hand, transitioned from idol to respected actor, earning praise for his performances and steady growth in the acting world. So when two people like that share screen time or even brief interactions, fans are naturally going to pay attention. There's a certain visual chemistry that people tend to look for, even when nothing is explicitly happening. And in this case, it's not about big romantic gestures or dramatic interactions. It's about the smallest details: tone, gaze, timing, distance, and energy. One of the most discussed observations is that Junho seems slightly more attentive when Yoona speaks. Fans claim he listens more intently, sometimes nodding a little more than usual or waiting a fraction longer before responding. In entertainment settings where timing is everything, even a split-second pause can be interpreted as meaningful. But here's where things get interesting. Not everyone agrees with the tone change theory. A large portion of viewers argue that what people are interpreting is simply professionalism. Both Junho and Yoona are seasoned veterans in the industry. They understand camera presence, interview dynamics, and the importance of maintaining respectful communication, especially when interacting with fellow top celebrities. From this perspective, Yoonho's slightly more careful tone could simply be him being mindful. When you are speaking to someone highly respected in the industry, especially someone with Yoona's status, it is natural to adjust your speech slightly. People do this in everyday life too. You speak differently to your boss than to your close friend. You speak differently in formal interviews than in casual backstage moments. Still, fandom culture is rarely satisfied with simple explanations. What makes this topic even more viral is the emotional interpretation fans attach to it. For some, Yoonho's tone feels like admiration that he is trying to keep subtle. For others, it feels like quiet respect, the kind that doesn't need exaggeration to be noticed. And then there are fans who simply enjoy the what if narrative, the idea that two incredibly attractive, talented, and respected stars might share a softer, unspoken connection that only shows in small details. But it is important to